So this is kind of a unique video, but in the last 6 days, I realized I was in 7 different airports. So the first one I started off in Oakland, then Newark, EWR, then Philadelphia, then SFO, then LAX, then Paris, CDG, and then Cairo. The architecture and layout of Oakland is really straightforward, so it was really easy to go from check-in all the way to security. The TSA line was up front, however, the line was really long and mixed with the general line. The gates were right after that, and the water bottle filling stations were really convenient. The coffee house was right next to our gate. Okay, so I am sitting at my gate in Oakland Airport. Overall thoughts, the process was really smooth, but the TSA pre-line was merged with the general security line, so it was like really long. It was like a full 13 minutes, I think. But everyone was really nice. Heard the funniest story from someone in line about how when she was here 10 years back in Oakland Airport, a guy had a water bottle which seemed to have water, and the security officer said that the TSA officer said you could not bring the liquid in, and so he ended up chugging it, but it was all vodka that he has hidden, and so he ended up getting drunk out of his mind and then just getting kicked out of line. It's a really funny story, entertaining, the long security line. So I don't know how I feel about ranking that process of the airport. Came here quite early actually for my flight. I also checked into Spirit Airlines my boarding pass, but then I had to go to a kiosk and actually print it out because it said "See Agent," so that was really inconvenient too. So didn't have the best experience with Oakland Airport, but not to the fault of the airport itself. But yeah, so need to think about that ranking a little bit more. So exiting my flight into Newark Airport, I'm in a smaller terminal, and I see all of these fun restaurants and shops which are selling candy, and I'm a fan of candy, and there are all these really cool vending machines, and then the duty-free shop, which is near the international terminal, and then this fun gimmick shop where you can buy hats and bucket hats and other kinds of accessories, and then Farmer's Fridge is my go-to vegan vending option, and then the Amtrak station for easy transport in and out of the airport. Okay, so overall review of EWR Airport. I think it's much bigger than I could see because I was only in a smaller terminal. I really like the air train. I've been there a couple of times, and the air train is probably my favorite part because the views are very pretty. And I would say, other than that, one of the things I didn't go through a check-in or security process because I was just landing there. So a lot of the restaurants were really nice. I saw the duty-free kind of shops, and it's a Newark airport, and so it's pretty big. So I did like it a lot, but there was nothing very special about it that I saw, but I also wasn't able to spend too much time there. So yeah, good experience, but not anything special that I saw. So entering Philly Airport is really easy because there's this direct line through the SEPTA that goes to the airport. And then the TSA pre-line is really convenient. It's located upstairs away from the general security line, so it's fast. And then as you enter, you see all of these beautiful shops like La Colombe, and then a food court. And later you see nice bag shops like Tumi coming up on the left. And so it was just this really nice and long hallway before you get to your gate. And we also see this order at Philly. We saw this in Newark too, where you can get food delivered to your gate. And so I got some Skittles, and I love the high windows. Doing my Philadelphia review, I think overall, I've seen it a couple of times, and I think it's not a small airport. It's pretty big actually, but then every time you go into a terminal it feels small, so I guess that's nice because you have that convenience of being able to find your way easily. In terms of vegan food, so difficult, at least the last few times I've been there. Really hard to find any good vegan meal. I ended up going and getting some fries, or just getting some Skittles and some snacks here and there, but definitely the food was difficult. And then also I think there was nothing like so special about the airport. I didn't see any like beautiful, magnificent like architecture pieces. But yeah, it was an easy airport, and I think maybe comparable to Oakland in that sense. The San Francisco airport has some fantastic Christmas decorations, beautiful tech with like an autonomous coffee machine. And then there's just like really fantastic vegan options like Amy's drive-thru, beautiful history displays, and in its own San Francisco museum, which changes every couple of months, and it shows you different displays. So this time it was on the opera. And you kind of see the outfits and different memorable pieces from this time in history. And it's this beautiful corridor that just cuts through a part of the airport. And the history continues in different parts of the airport with an entire sports-themed history piece. And then we also see that there's cold, chilled, and warm water station, which are completely hands-free. There's also really nice decorations and like yoga rooms. So I am right now outside of SFO. So I'm very biased because this is my home airport, and I would say probably going to get a high ranking just because of its amazing plant-based food options, the beautiful architecture, and also the entire airport is decorated with history of the city. So just like a fantastically done airport, so easy to get in and out of, but at the same time, the history, just the aesthetic, and then also the vegan options, unbeatable. But yeah, great experience. So the nice thing about LAX is that it has these really large windows, so you can see all of the airplanes. We actually took a shuttle to our gate, and the shuttle was outside, so we got to go outside and see the planes, and then also got a view of the entire kind of layout through the bus as well. And we were flying Delta, a huge fan of Delta. The terminal we got into was a smaller international terminal, really cool vending machines from makeup to cupcakes, all the way to food. Again, Farmer's Fridge we see in LAX, which has some really great vegan options. Not too many today because it was Christmas Day. So then we also have these really cute restaurants throughout the airport. Free shuttle service in LAX, all the way to our gate. Isn't that so cool? And then all of these, again, high windows. Review of LAX airport, huge pros. There was like this free shuttle service across terminals because it was a really long walk, so we did that. And then also when we were boarding the plane, I don't know if this is like a new thing in all airports, but this is one of the few international flights we'll be boarding. So there was this so you scan your boarding pass in a line, like 4 kiosks, and just walk through, and it takes your picture. Just a really, really cool advancement. Some of the negatives, LAX is really not that vegan friendly, which is unfortunate for such a large airport. And we are here on Christmas Day, so a lot of the vending machines and things are not really full, even the food vending machines. So that was not the best experience, but a really cool airport experience, and also it's a really beautiful airport. So immediately after deplaning, we can scan our boarding pass, and this machine kind of tells us where to go. So we see that it's a 17-minute walk to Terminal 2E. And so then we just find the directions and are able to go. And on the walk, we see beautiful windows, which kind of shows the expanse of the airfield. I'm also going into this elevator, which protrudes out. So it's one of the most unique elevators I've actually seen. And you can kind of get this beautiful view of the expanse in front. And it's such a big airport. So even to go to Terminal 2E, there's a 2EM and then 2EK, and there's shuttles that will take you to these separate locations. Our shuttle actually took quite a bit of time, about 7 minutes, and we were able to kind of go through all of the plane areas, and so that was really fun. We got a couple of pictures. And also these knickknacks all around CDG, like this foosball table that was randomly located, as well as this escalator, which was in this very narrow hallway. Also really common airport shops, and caught it during golden hour. So Okay, review of Paris airport. Really beautiful. CDG, gigantic airport. There's like different terminals, and within the different terminals, there's like different doors. Um, and so it's pretty big. We went to a really small area of it because we were flying to Cairo, so it was kind of a smaller terminal, and it was still pretty big. I think in terms of like the rating, okay, first number one pro, like Lauderay had this new vegan flavor. I was in Paris a few months ago, and it was like only grapefruit for the last like few months, and then like finally now it's like hazelnut for the vegan flavor, so that was great. Went kind of crazy on macaroons. Other than that, I think like the shops are really overpriced. Like it's like pretty insane. There's like this like average looking jacket for $60, or 60 euros actually, which is about the same now. And there's nothing like really special that I saw in CDG in terms of like the areas we went to, but again, gigantic airport. One cool thing though is like they have these like directions to get to terminals where you just scan your boarding pass and it'll like show you a map of like how to get there. So that was really cool. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty decent, average experience. So immediately after deplaning in the Cairo airport, we see this beautiful marketplace within the airport itself, and there's decorations for Christmas. And we see like all of these random shops. We went to also get our visa, which is $25 and has a beautiful emblem, which actually the customs officer will take and put on your passport as he stamps it, which is one of the most unique customs experience I've had. The baggage claim area is gigantic for the Cairo airport, and they also give out these books which kind of tell you about the different cities. So we have this one talking about Alexandria in Egypt, and then we have this map of Egypt itself in this very beautiful like pouch. All of this is for free at the information center within the Cairo airport. And so if we open up this map, it's a bit hard to open it right now, but like it's a map of the country. And then we also see the history of the Holy Family in Egypt, and then Luxor, and then back to Alexandria. And of course, always want to show up my Mono's suitcases, and this is the arrivals area. Okay, review of Cairo airport. So cool, like one of the most unique airports out of these like 7 in the video. And I think one of the coolest things is that they have all of these decorative pieces. So they had like the goddess of welcoming kings and queens to Egypt, to old Egypt, and they had like a statue of that goddess. I forgot the name now. And then they also had like this entire marketplace where they were selling things. And they also had like the coolest visas where you like buy this visa and it looked like it had like this like emblem on the middle and that like shines. And that visa actually is like the sticker on your passport, which is like the coolest thing. And yeah, I think it was a really, really unique airport. So it wasn't like the most efficient airport, I would say, but it was definitely like really cool. Like there was definitely like a lot of crowded areas, and like the baggage claim was really crowded, a lot of people, and you wanted to like make sure you get there and get your bags quick. But just such a unique experience.